The third and final part of the principle is detail. In this lesson, we're going to go over how detail plays a vital role in your images and how without detail, your images will look like this, basically. So when you first saw this image, your eyes directly went to the one on the left. That is because you were quickly able to identify the flowers. And then looking at the right image, that's the second thing you saw because it took you a while to realize that, oh, this is the same image, but on the right it is not sharpened. So this is why detail plays a vital role. As humans, we need to quickly be able to identify what we're seeing to connect to it. If I didn't know this was flowers, I'm just going to look at it for a long time until I realized that, oh, these were flowers. And right now this image is not as distorted, but a lot of times you will have a really distorted image and it's going to be really hard for your viewers to find out or figure out what they're seeing exactly. So this is an example. Right here we have the same image, the same subject, but over here it's as if the camera moved a little and now it is blurred. Now we're also going to talk about how blurring is sometimes needed in your image when you're trying to go for a certain style. This is an example of what your image will look like when it's blurred and how it was hard for you to identify the flowers when you first saw it. Now let's look at another example. So this style of photography is called macro photography. It's where you have one singular object focused while the others are blurred in the background. By you adjusting your camera settings, you can achieve this kind of look. Now, right now, if I have not preserved the details in this image, like the image is blurry, it's not looking so good right now because we were going for a macro shot and we weren't able to achieve that. In this image, you cannot really say that, oh, I was trying to be, aesthetic. I was going for this blurred look because, well, it looks really obvious that your camera was out of focus. And we have lost the details that we could have captured in this image just by blurring it out. So without detail, you wouldn't be able to tell that this is a flower and you wouldn't be able to tell what is going on inside. So blurring, when your image is blurred or when it's over sharpened, it can ruin your image. It has a big effect with how your subject is outlined. Now blurring can be used for a specific style of editing, but it depends on what kind of blurring. Right now this blurring is called a motion blur. And what it means is that it's a blurring done in motion. Right now you can see the subject was on the swing, and because she was moving, the photographer has created this motion blur effect, which adds to the mood of the image. Now, this kind of blurring is a widely used style and it's very popular now. So sometimes you can use blurring to enhance your image and make it pretty. Although you would have to use motion blur in a more advanced software. But I'm just using this example here to show you that sometimes blurring can be acceptable. Other times we have a certain style where we need to enhance blurring. In this example right here, we have a shot of blueberries and we have blueberries in the back, but the camera is focused on this blueberry. Or should I say on this part of the image. So sometimes you would need to use blurring to create a macro effect. Even when originally when you took the image, this part wasn't blurred, you can add that effect to make it a macro shot, like the one we can see here. So here blurring is used to our advantage. And that is how blurring is used to either enhance the image and how sharpness is used to bring attention to the main subject. So in the next lesson, we're going to see how all of these three principles combine to make a decent image. Until then, goodbye.